discuss the second effect of shame, which is silence. Myself, along with many other people, due to the pandemic, found themselves working at home for the first time. And like overnight, it's like we were expected to learn to use Zoom, to hold meetings through Zoom or other video platforms. And there was a common thing and a common kind of, there's a common joke that we kept seeing, or occurrence that we kept seeing, which is people attempting to speak while their mics were on mute, or even people speaking when their mics weren't on mute, but thinking they were on mute. But this whole mute button thing, it was so evident, and what I feel like God began to show me was how the word mute is so related to shame. Sound draws attention. Imagine a child, like if there's a child lost in a wood or someone hurt on the side of the road, many times they've been found because of sound. Either crying out or someone hearing a noise, they've been rescued because of sound. So sound draws attention. While we often willingly come into agreement with shame and mute ourselves willingly, shame has a much bigger purpose. Shame desires to steal our voice, and I believe that is because our voices are powerful. With our voices, we declare truth. With our voices, we encourage others. With our voices, we proclaim the gospel of Jesus Christ. With our voices, we walk into purpose. Our voices are powerful. With our voices, we create because we were made in God's images. Our voices are powerful, and shame seeks to steal that, not only just for the sake of speaking, but it has to do with purpose. And I was looking at some of the synonyms of mute, and some of those are muzzle and gag. So you guys, you know that the enemy can put out a gag order on you. He wants you silent. He doesn't want you infecting others. He doesn't want you influencing others. That's the thing, influence. He wants to take our influence. He wants to take our power. He wants to take our ability to help others and our ability to declare our testimonies, which will impact and affect, which can impact and affect nations. Another synonym of muzzle is dampen, subdue, or lower. So I was thinking about this in alignment with you guys. I don't know if you've ever felt like too much. I feel like this is a common lie that the enemy will put out there. He's like, you're either too much or you're not enough, or sometimes it'll be both. So if you ever feel like you're not enough, you ever feel like you're too much, there's a level of shame that can come across from that. And as a result, what do we attempt to do? We attempt to deaden, lower, and dampen and subdue ourselves. So as we said earlier, to not draw attention. It's like, I'm too much. Oh man, that's not good. Let me lower myself. Let me mute myself. Let me go lower. And then I'm not walking as who God says I am. I'm not walking and being my original self. You guys, I went to the nail shop, and as you can see, it may not look like I have anything on my nails. I had a bright pink on my nails, guys, and I don't know if it was a hand sanitizer or what. As you can see now, it's muted. It's blending in. It's not vibrant pink. It's not standing out. It's muted. And that's what shame does. It seeks to mute us. It blends in that who God created us to be, that powerful, vibrant, shining light that God calls us to be, that salt that is so evident. It gets lowered, it gets dampened, it gets muted. We become half of ourselves, not ourselves at all. We change just for protection. That's not God's intent for us. He wants us to live and be who He designed and intended us to be. As I said, your purpose is attached to you, not who others have wanted to make you be, not who the enemy has subdued and dampened you to be, but the vibrant, amazing person that God created you to be. And that's something that I'm walking out, and something that I have had to realize and come into agreement with God's truth about who I am. There's two verses, and another thing I've noticed with shame regarding overcoming shame, especially with the voice, and that is courage. There's a verse, and it discusses not being, having courage. You said, having faith that I will not be ashamed, but instead that I would have courage. I'm gonna post that below so you guys can see it. And there's another verse, 2 Corinthians 3:12, which I have posted up as I'm just deciding to declare and speak my truth, declare and do what God has called me to do in spite of shame, in spite of fear. And the verse says, since we have such glorious hope, such joyful and confident expectation, we speak very freely and openly and fearlessly. How amazing is that? So we're not going to let shame rob us of our voice. We're going to speak freely, openly, and fearlessly. Be blessed.